a quick talk with some questions and gentle provocations. I've decided to call it Beyond Discovery. I know that the topic of the workshop is discovery, but I wanted to focus on what we in the digital humanities community have come to call scholarly primitives. So I'll let you know a little bit what they are, where they came from, and then ask the questions, do we still need primitives in this futuristic age of AI? Those scare quotes are intentional. And if we do, what might AI-enhanced scholarly primitives look like? And then I think the overarching gentle provocations are not only the question of the workshop, are government archives Gen AI ready, but is Gen AI archival research ready? I think, I suspect from the previous conversation, I know the answers that I'll hear from this, but let's launch into it. Scholarly primitives are an idea of John Unsworth, who is a towering figure in the digital humanities. He's recently retired as the head librarian at the University of Virginia. He was the dean of the School of Information Sciences here at Illinois, where I work, and is one of the founders of the Alliance of Digital Humanities Organizations, ADHO, which many of you may know. He first elaborated what he called scholarly primitives in 2000, so 26 years ago, at King's College London. Even though he's in the US, he was very active internationally. And his talk was self-published just on his website, but it's the most highly cited of his many, many publications. And then at the Daria meeting in 2020, he gave a 20 years later retrospective on scholarly primitives. And I recommend both his original talk written as a text and his video from Daria. They're great. So what are scholarly primitives? Essentially, these are basic functions that are common to scholarly activity across many disciplines, possibly all disciplines over all time, and independent of theoretical orientation. People may take issue with this as anything really independent of theoretical orientation, but the idea and the set of scholarly primitives has been really generative for the digital humanities community. So Unsworth elucidated 7 of these and was very careful to say that they're not meant to be exclusive. In his revisiting in 2020, he even acknowledged that some of them were sort of possibly redundant or should have been combined. In any case, it's not gospel, but it's a very interesting set of primitives, activities that are common to scholarship. And these are they: discovering, annotating, comparing, referring, sampling, illustrated, and representing. So you'll see that the first of these is discovering, which is the putative topic of our workshop today. So my questions are, does research using government archives depend on these same scholarly primitives as any other research? Obviously it does. And does future research, whether it be AI-assisted, AI-enhanced or not, and what might these look like then? Well, discovery is what we've been talking about, and I think that the conversation so far has been very generative. Enhanced and AI-assisted discovery, we know, is a real thing. People want it to happen. The question is, how will it happen? I think in addition to the simple search box, as Professor Hitchcock just mentioned, researchers are increasingly remote from the archives that they're searching, and the search box is one of those intervening mechanisms. The chatbot or any other AI-assisted search will likewise put some distance between us, but I think it's clear that that is one method of discovery that will happen. I also think, as some of the speakers in the last panel mentioned, that fielded search and concept and topic search based on ontology. And I would add named entity search. So if you want to search for proper names or names of organizations, all of these kind of old-fashioned, what we call advanced search in the library community, all of them I think will continue to be relevant, and all of them can be enhanced by AI in various ways. Many of these, even if the ontology is human created, or if it's AI created, it should be human reviewed. Still, we can address the big backlog of metadata creation, or the big backlog of undescribed archives. I can imagine a future in which those metadata fields can be populated with AI assistance. But as everyone has mentioned, and as we all know, it's absolutely crucial that we and the researchers that we serve with our archives have confidence in all of these things, not only in the AI enhancements, but also in the creation of metadata, in the identification of named entities, etc. So this is scholarly primitive number one, and I think the entire day is devoted to it. But I do think that researchers will always want to engage in the other activities of research, what Professor Unsworth described as primitives. Annotation is one of those. How can AI help with that? Well, summarization is a form of annotation. Question answering, if you ask a question of a document or a set of documents and get an answer, an AI-generated answer, that could be a form of annotation. Interpretation makes me a little bit more nervous, but of course, a first pass set of interpretations is something that a chatbot could provide. Chatbots can also provide contextual information. My biggest hesitation with relying on an LLM for context is tend not to they appreciate the RAG and the I don't remember the Giovanni's term, but I have it in my notes, which I can't see right now, for RAG-like or evidence-based AI answers. These are really, really essential for the sort of contextual information that we will provide through our AIs. I think this is a weakness in current AI models, though. Comparison, I think scholars want to compare multiple documents in ways that the scholar herself knows about, comparing documents over time or documents across legal regimes or government agencies in the case of government documents, or document types. Is legislation the same as decrees, presidential decrees, or conversation or letters, right? The same topic can be addressed across these document types, and we want to be able to compare those. I think we also want to be able to compare documents across languages, and AI and machine translation can help with that, again, as long as it is maximally reliable. Reference as well. We all know as scholars that our sources must be cited. AI is sometimes good at citing sources, RAG and evidence-linked retrieval. There, I got Giovanni's great term. These are really important and good ways to ensure that the AI's references and links to primary sources are reliable. We also know that LLMs, especially early LLMs, made up these links and made up their references. So they gave the appearance of having an authoritative reference, but in fact, it was not authoritative. So I think this is something that we need to look out for. And finally, a crucial thing for reference is the stability of links and the integrity of original sources. So many of our speakers have already addressed this. Sampling is another question. So in traditional work, sampling was done by the researcher. Now sampling is or may not be done by a large language model. The default seems to be to search everything, but I think we can rely on AI to do that. Illustration and representation are, as Unsworth said in 2020, these are related questions. Certainly visualization is an important thing, and AI can help with creating visualizations in a variety of ways. Once again, I'll point out the danger of hallucinations, or whatever we want to call them. Here's an AI model that we were experimenting with for the HathiTrust Research Center. You can see that it's kind of generation 3, but the hallucinations are very, very intense. Even though we insisted that this is the RAG, the model still hallucinated and made up evidence that wasn't there. So this is the end of my set of provocations. Once again, the two big questions are not only are government archives GenAI ready, but is GenAI archival research ready? Those are my thoughts. Thank you very much.